We are coming to you from US Cellular Field in Chicago, Illinois, where tonight WGN Sports presents White Sox baseball. It's Paul Konerko, Adam Dunn, A.J. Pierzynski and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Brian Roberts and the Baltimore Orioles. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrelson as we get set to bring you Game 2 of this 4-game series and Game 2 of the 6-game homestand. 4 with Baltimore, 2 with Minnesota on Tuesday and Wednesday. Sox in the opener last night, not good. They had a 3-0 lead. All of a sudden, boom, 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 we lose it 10-4. And tonight, Phil Humber on the mound.
Last time out, Phil Humber was close to perfect. He went 7 innings against the Yankees in New York and gave up 1 hit. It was one of the great performances, I think, of this man's career, and hopefully he can follow it up tonight. He got his curveball over early, established a changeup, and had pinpoint control with the fastball. He's going to need that again tonight against the Orioles. Chris Tillman goes to the mound for the Orioles, and he's 0-2 this year with an ERA in the mid-6s. When he came to the big leagues, his fastball was 95 miles an hour. It isn't anymore. It's in the high 80s, maybe 91. So they're going to look for the off-speed pitches. He has a curve and a slider. The White Sox have lost 5 in a row here at US Cellular Field, and it's time to break out of that.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Chicago White Sox baseball in high definition is brought to you by Xfinity, only on Comcast. Tonight's game is available in Spanish on your SAP audio setting provided by WRTO La Tremenda, Chicago Spanish language sports leader. Now with the White Sox trying to take advantage of a supposed soft spot in their batting order, this is how Buck Showalter is going to lead them off for the Orioles tonight. It's going to be Roberts leading off, then Markakis, Lee, Vlad Guerrero, the DH, then Scott, Jones, Reynolds at third with Fox and Andino rounding it out. The defense and how they're going to line up behind Phil Humber. There it is. Juan Pierre in left field with Rios and Quinton flanking him, and then it's going to be Tian at third with Ramirez, Beckham, and Adam Dunn getting a start defensively. A.J. Pierzynski behind the plate. And Phil Humber coming off one of his greatest outings against the New York Yankees. Trying to follow it up. He's 2-2, the ERA 3.20. This is his fifth start. And opponents hitting a paltry 2.06 against him. The umpires for tonight: Ed Pickock's behind the plate, Corey Blazer is at first, Ed Rapuano is at second, and Alfonso Marquez is at third. It's a very windy night. That's going to affect pop-ups and fly balls alike. So the Sox have thrown the ball around the infield. Joey Cora once again managing the Sox. Ozzie Guillen serving the second of his 2-game suspension. And we're ready to play baseball, and I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Hawk Harrelson.
All right, Stone Pony, thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here over WGN Sports. So happy you could join us for Game 2 of this 4-game set. As Brian Roberts, switch hitting second baseman, stands in. Orioles come in hitting at .237 as a club with a 4.57 team ERA. And the 28-year-old right-hander's first pitch of the ball game, taken for a strike. Roberts hitting at .263, 3 homers. He's driven in 19.
That's pretty amazing for a leadoff hitter to have 19 runs batted in at this point of the season. It's really a testament to the guys who've been hitting 7th, 8th, and 9th in this order.
And that's just off the plate. Roberts 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs last evening. And he starts it off with a solid base hit down into the corner. He's going to make the turn, and he's going to get into second base with his 6th two-bagger.
Roberts has been a much better hitter from the left side this year. Gets what looked like a changeup right down the middle. When he drives this ball into the corner, he's got the play in front of him, and he realizes that Carlos Quinton going away from the throw is not going to be able to right the ship in time. So Markakis, who's in the throes of a tremendous slump, with a job to do.
He was 0 for 3 last night. He comes in hitting at .204. A couple of homers. He's driven in 6. That pitch low and away. Orioles played 9 games on the road this year and won 4 of them. Played 15 at home and won 7 of them. And there's a strike on the corner.
Since the middle of April, Markakis hitting just .154. He's a terrific hitter. Maybe the best overall player on this Oriole team, but lately, doing much contact.
That's high and wide, and the count 2-1. Markakis last year, .297, 12 homers, and drove in 60, and that was a down season for him. Two-one pitch. That ball hit deep into right center field. Alex, he's there, makes the catch. Well, Roberts will tag, and he'll just mosey on into third.
Well, in years past with his Oriole team, Markakis had to be the guy. Now he is one of the guys, as they've added Lee and Guerrero along with Reynolds. And Markakis did his job. I thought the wind would take that ball a little further. We caught a break.
Here's Derek Lee, the first baseman, 35-year-old veteran, 1 for 5 last evening with an RBI, a little soft single in the right field. Can't get the breaking ball. Lee hitting at .245 on the season with a homer and 4 knocked in.
I think for Derek, it's a little bit easier to use a hard breaking ball or a short slider than it is a big slow breaking ball.
Outfield straight up. Our outfield doesn't move around a whole bunch as that's in the dirt. Nice block by Pierzynski. And the count evens at 1. Now the breaking ball. Blueprint with the first one, and the count 1-2.
That's what I mean with the slow, quick breaking ball. It appears that Derek is pulling that left shoulder out. He's not getting plate coverage on that little cutter or slider away.
AJ once again to the outside. Checks it up on another one. So the count hangs at 1-2. That's some finals around the major leagues. Yankees defeated Toronto 5-4 in the Bronx. Texas out at Oakland. Rangers thumped them 11-2. Giants over Washington 2-1 in D.C. St. Louis beat Atlanta 3-2 down in Georgia. And he just cues that one foul. The good doctor, Roy Halladay, picked up his 4th victory against one defeat as Philadelphia beat the Mets 2-1. Tampa Bay over the Angels down at Tropicana Field 2-1.
Tampa Bay came into action today, a game and a half behind the Yankees.
Ball gets away. Here comes Roberts. Humber late getting there. And it's 1-0 Baltimore.
A good base running by Roberts. He never hesitated. As soon as he saw that ball trickle away from AJ, he was off to the races. That ball just hit off the glove. It looked like AJ was going to stop it. He didn't. It went through the 5-hole, as they say, and here comes Roberts. And Humber just waited on the mound, so no chance to get him.
And he strikes him out. Go, it figures.
Another hard breaking ball. And Lee with no chance.
So here's Vladimir. Guerrero hitting at .270, 4 homers, 11 knocked in. It's just been an unbelievable sequence. And it's symptomatic. Every time we make a mistake, it costs us. When you're going good, every time you make a mistake, probably only 10 to 15% of the time does it cost you.
Well, one of the big differences is when you're going well, that ball will trickle away from AJ, but you'll have a real slow guy at third base, not their quickest base runner.
Well, even if you got Brian Roberts in a situation, if you're going good, he might not get that good jump. Something's going to happen that he won't score.
Joey'd like to even his record at 1-1 in this managerial run. Ozzie will be back tomorrow to manage the team. Managers cannot appeal a suspension. Players can. Managers cannot. And look at Mark Burley.
And the 3-1 pitch. Softly hit, 3-hopper. Got plenty of time. But they put a run on the board after a half inning of play. It's the Orioles 1 and the good guys coming to bat.
BMW dealers. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. And Joey Cora is going to line them up this way. Pierre's going to lead off, then Ramirez, Carlos Quentin, along with Paul Konerko, who's the DH tonight. Adam Dunn playing first base, and it's Rios, Brzezinski, Tien, and Beckham. The defense and how they'll line up behind Tillman. Scott Jones and Markakis left to right with Reynolds and Dino, Robertson, Lee, Fox behind the plate, and Chris Tillman on the hill.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. Well, this is a game of patience. It's a game of, you got to have short memories, and it's a game of rationalization. First pitch strike to one. And if you want to rationalize this, I'm glad they scored, because it seems like every time we jump off to a lead, we can't hold it, and they come back and beat us. 1-1 to count. One comes in hitting at .252. Sox hitting at .240 as a team with a 4.46 ERA. Count 2-1.
Tillman just 23 years old. 6'5", 210.
And the count 3-1. Don't help him out. Shot at one swung at this pitch. Strike on the corner.
That fastball's been around 88, 89. Tillman used to be a fireball. You just don't know where the heat went.
Roberts has got him. And that's out number one. So with one out, let's check out tonight's picks to click. Jim Angio, our director and the crew. We're going to go with Alex Rios. No opponent's going to go with Mark Tien. And Jim and Kathy Canatero out of Seattle, Washington. We're going to go with Adam Dunn. Alexei takes inside, ball one. Two and 0.
Tillman has both a curveball and a slider, originally coming over from Seattle with Adam Jones, Cam McCullough, George Sherrill, and Tony Butler for Eric Bedard.
There's a strike.
It was one of Andy McPhail's better deals.
And there's a hit. Rips that one in the hole.
When you fall behind and you don't have a big fastball, you can't expect to throw it in the strike zone and not get it hit hard.
No, you better learn how to use a show me fastball. Just show it to him. Don't try to get him out with it. Not unless it's about a foot out of the zone on an 0-2-1-2 count. Here's Quentin. He was 0 for 3 last night. Breaking ball low. Alexei 2 for 4 in stolen bases. And here at beautiful US Cellular Field, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center.
Yeah, Jake Fox behind the plate. He's not a particularly good catcher, actually used as a utility man when he was with the Cubs. Jake is known as a guy who can swing the bat. You can take advantage of him on the bases.
Every time we've seen Jake Fox, he has swung the bat extremely well.
He can hit.
Good lead by Alexei. High in the center field, that's a can of corn. Almost a can of corn. Jones had to, he was going to cool breeze it there. All of a sudden that wind got it.
We told you every pop-up or fly ball is going to be an adventure today. Take a look at the flags and their starts to top the poles. And at U.S. Cellular Field, the wind just comes in and then swirls right back out.
Yeah, when it's blowing like this, as a rule, is the ball's going to carry just the opposite of what the flags tell you they will. Here's Paulie. Paulie 0 for 4 last evening, comes in hitting at .291 with 6 homers and 19 RBIs. Takes first pitch strike. Green Game Celebration. Brought to you by Constellation Energy and the White Sox tonight.
Ed Rapuano telling Tillman to take the rosin bag and move it behind the mound as opposed to right next to him so that it's not visible to the hitter.
Nothing wrong with trying to use a little gamesmanship.
Nope. There's a lot of pitchers that will go to a puff ball. They'll bounce a rosin bag on their hand, release the baseball in the puff of rosin.
It's in the hole. Robert Andino gets him, and that'll do it. After 1, it is 1-0 Orioles. Jones and Reynolds to face Phil Humber.
Scott has very good power. Seems to show it against us more than just about anybody else.
Jacks it up and takes ball 1. That strike evens the count. Well, Scott last night 1 for 4 with a homer. 32-year-old outfielder, DH. And there's a base hit. So Brian Roberts leads off the top of the first with a double, and Scott leads off the second with a single.
The two right-handers did not look good against Humber, but the three left-handers have hit the ball well. This looked like a changeup. It was moving away, and Scott went right with it.
That'll bring up the 25-year-old center fielder, Adam Jones. Comes in hitting at .217, 5 homers. He's driven in 14. Jones 0 for 5 last evening. That's hit high. And we'll see what that wind's going to do with it. Takes it back. Third row.
Jones is one of the better center fielders around, also coming over in that Bedard deal. And year after year, he's among the league leaders in assists.
And for those of you who keep score out there, you don't have to throw out a guy to get an assist. You can get a lot of assists by just hitting the cutoff guy and letting him throw them out. That's popped up right side. Beckham going hard, and he gets there. Nice catch by Gordon Beckham. Yes.
Terrific play by Gordon. It looked like Carlos was not going to be able to get there, and Gordon calling for it. Makes the over-the-shoulder catch. That's a tough play when you take into consideration it's not dark yet, and it was an over-the-shoulder catch in a brisk wind.
That's the whole key, that wind. Well, Gordon's difficulties at the plate certainly had not carried over with the leather. Third baseman Mark Reynolds hitting at .175, a couple of homers. He's driven in 14.
Is not going to hit Humber's curveball, assuming he throws a good one. John Russell, the third base coach, going through his set of signs.
It's amazing when you say curveball. It's amazing how easy it is to hit a bad curveball. And it's almost impossible to hit a good curveball.
That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like when you see a good curveball.
It is. Almost anybody who's watching the game tonight can hit a hanging curveball because it looks like it comes up and just stops. But yet, on a good one, you got no chance.
No reason for any setup pitches. So another curveball.
Yeah, he got that one up, and that's into center field. Can of corn for Alex. 2 down. Got away with one right there.
Yes, he did. The third was a hanger, and Reynolds, he's got terrific power. Didn't get a whole lot of it.
That'll bring up the catcher, Jake Fox. 1 homer, 1 RBI. That's hit hard but foul. Jake, 28 years old, 6 feet tall, 220 pounds, out of Gilbert, Arizona. He was born in Greenfield, Indiana. Pops him up. Tien making the call. Has the ball, and that'll retire the side. Pitches over the leadoff single by Luke Scott, and after an inning and a half, Baltimore leads it 1-0. Sox Volunteer Corps took to Armour Square Park earlier today to help clean up and beautify the area, which is just north here of US Airley Field. Nearly 100 volunteers, as well as employees from Constellation Energy and the Sox, planted trees and spread mulch and fiber in the playground. White Sox utility man Mark Teahan even stopped by to thank the volunteers and lend a hand. To learn more about or to sign up for the White Sox Volunteer Corps, visit whitesox.com/volunteer. Adam Dunn stands in. Goes after that and fouls it off. Left side. Adam 0 for 3 last night. Comes in hitting at 155 with a couple of homers and 10 RBIs. Checks it up. And the count 1-1. Alex Rios on deck. Change up high. Minnesota leading Kansas City 2-0. Bottom of the second. In the heart of Mid-America. High in the left field. Luke Scott fighting that wind.
Well, that showed you if you get the ball up into left field tonight, it's going to carry out, because Adam caught that off the end of the bat and Scott almost overran it. He was charging in and then realized that the wind had grabbed it, drifted back and made the catch. One of the reasons why Jake Fox is catching tonight is Matt Wieters, the everyday catcher, is going to play tomorrow afternoon. They want him to catch Zach Britton, the youngster who's been so good.
Breaking ball strike to Alex, who did not play last evening because of a sore toe that he hurt in New York. And that's popped up. Derek Lee. And that's out number 2. And looking for a flexible ticket plan for the season, the Aussie plan includes your choice of 13 games, including the BP Crosstown Cup Series against the Cubs and matchups against the Twins, Yankees, and Red Sox. So the Aussie plan is available right now. It starts as low as $171 per seat. Call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com. Here's AJ. Takes ball 1. AJ 1 for 4 last night. Got us off to a good start with a 2-run homer. Coming in the second inning. AJ's first homer of the season. Made a good pitch right there, and the count 2-1.
Tillman has some pretty decent movement. So far, he hasn't established his curveball or slider. He's going mostly with the fastball, but here's the slider.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
It was a defend the strike zone swing as you look at the career numbers of Chris Tillman. Not too impressive to this point, but bear in mind he just turned 23.
Ryan Roberts on the short hop. That didn't take long. 1, 2, 3, and we're into the third. no errors for our Sox here as we get set to go to the top of the third inning. It'll be Andino, then back to the top of the order, Roberts and Markakis. Way high. Andino last night 3 for 4 with 3 ropes.
He had a very good night, both in the field and at bat. And Humber has handled the right-handers first 2 innings.
2-0 the count. That ball hit deep to left field. Here back, and it is 2-0. That's why it's tough to get 2-0, 3-1 on hitters.
Especially when your fastball is not overpowering. Phil's isn't. He didn't have too many 2-0, 3-1 counts against those Yankees, and Andino hits his first home run, drives in his first run of the year, but we told you if you get the ball up at all to left field, even the little guys can hit him out. And that ball was on the inner portion. Andino just got it up in the air and gone.
So here's Roberts. He doubled and scored, leading off the ball game.
Andino wasn't even supposed to play. They got J.J. Hardy to play everyday shortstop, and he came up with an oblique problem. Probably won't be back for another 10 days, and Andino has taken over and done a great job.
Three and 0. Come back and get him. There's one. And a rope right to Beckton. 1 out. So here's Markakis. He flied deep to right center field. That moved Roberts over to third. Then he scored on a wild pitch.
That Andino home run, just a second, that Phil Humber has given up this year. This his 5th start.
Good curveball. And the count 1-2. Another one. High and outside. Yes, he did. And he's going to reach.
Well, you don't see that very often, and we've seen it twice within a couple of days. This was no chance for AJ. This ball bounced inside in front of the plate. Markakis did swing, and then ball one hops the screen. So another strikeout. Turns into a man out.
Wild pitches and pass balls, not pass balls, base on balls, I should say. Wild pitches and the base on balls have really been hurting this ball club. Derek Lee struck out. All breaking stuff.
Markakis is yet to steal a base, yet to try to steal a base.
There he goes.
He's now stolen a base. Comes down to a numbers game. If a pitcher is slower than 1-3 and a catcher is slower than 2, you can steal against him. 3-3 is a magic number. 1-3, that's from a set position, the time baseball gets to the catcher. And the catcher, from the time he catches it, the time he hits leather at second base, it's 2 seconds. Anything below 3-3, you can't run. Anything above it, you will run.
Well, the variables on that 3-3 as far as who the base runner is, what kind of a jump he can get.
Well, Paul Konerko's probably
also
not going to run.
No. And also picking the right pitch. Here's the 1-2. Somebody better hang out around second. Ground ball, and that's a fair ball. Nice peg. 2 down.
Martinez had a pretty good run at it defensively at third base. Made some spectacular plays, but even more important, he's made all the routine plays.
So here's Guerrero. Vladimir hit a soft 3-hopper to Alexei Ramirez in the first inning. Pretty good pitch, didn't get it. Bottom of the 6th in Cleveland. The Indians have come back to tie the Tigers at 2. Vladimir jams himself right there. Adam Dunn, watch out. AJ makes the call, has the ball, and that'll retire the side. But the leadoff homer by Robert Andino, and it is 2-0 Bad Guys.
And on the stolen base, Phil Humber is 1-5 to home plate, and AJ is almost major league average, 2.1 to second base. That's 3-6. Markakis in easily.
Oh, 0-1 the count. Man, that's low. Outfield for the most part straight up, about equidistant for Tia. Mark comes in hitting at 286, a homer. He's driven in 3. Underneath that fastball.
The offense, the way it's been, Mark is getting his chance to show what he can do, and so far it's been pretty good.
And he just flips that one over the head of Mark Reynolds. Scott quickly gets to it, so the leadoff single.
That pitch is up in the zone. It's a straight change. Mark Tien guides it into left field.
Here's Beckham hitting at 202, a couple of homers. He's driven in 9. One for 4 last night. Outfield shading him to the right. Gap out there in left center. Reynolds a couple steps back of the line and off the line at third. And that is out number 1. And the White Sox will host the annual Double Duty Classic at US Cellular Field on June 29th. The event celebrates the history and tradition of Negro Leagues baseball in Chicago while promoting the next generation of elite inner-city high school baseball players from Chicago and across the country. Now, admission to the Double Duty Classic is free. Game time is at 1:05 p.m. That's on June 29th. So for more information, visit whitesox.com/DDC. High breaking ball. Juan faked the bunt. Takes the ball.
Reynolds not known for his defense at third, although Jim Presley has been working with him on that aspect of his game. He's made 4 errors so far.
The ball hit hard. Stretch, get over his head. Markakis, an outstanding right fielder, makes an outstanding catch. That ball was killed by Juan Pierre. Markakis made that play look easy.
Juan Pierre's been pulling the ball more lately. That ball is up and out over the plate, and Markakis just drifted back. The wind playing a part, I believe, in this one, but he makes a terrific catch.
He's a good player who's struggling right now. And meanwhile, that's 2 out. Here's Alexei. Alexei's starting to really get warmed up. He's having some real good at bats. He ripped a single in the left field his first trip.
Seems like the same thing happens to him every year. Just as the calendar starts to turn from April to May, Alexei starts swinging the bat better and better.
He's taking pitches nicely. That's a good indication. Seeing the ball longer. And the count 2-1.
That one hittable there, and Tillman is starting to get the ball up. He's given up 2 home runs, 22 innings of work.
Change up. Got him off balance. 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And it's full.
second time through the order as a charm against Tillman.
Payoff pitch. And there's a souvenir into the LG Skyline Club seats. Now, too much time for Alexei's liking. Chopper into center field. Cortian will make the turn. He'll stop now at third. Alexei 2 for 2. And with 2 outs, Sox have runners at the corners. And here's Quentin.
Well, it really helps if you can field your position. But if you can't, or if you turn that you're not facing the hitter as Tillman did there, leaves a gigantic hole through the middle of the diamond. That ball went right back over the pitcher's mound and on into center field.
Quentin popped up to Adam Jones in center. And he pops this pitch up on a hanger. Everybody. And now it's Jake Fox who takes charge, makes the catch. Sox have a mild 2-out threat. Can't score. It is still 2-0 Orioles. WGN Sports Game Zone for up-to-the-minute stats and information. So log on to 3w.wgntv.com and enter the Game Zone, brought to you by Connie's Pizza. You can park at Connie's on Archer Avenue and take their free shuttle to each game. Call 312-CONNIES for more information. 4th inning, it'll be Scott, Jones, and Reynolds to face Phil Humber. Scott 1 for 1. Got off the 2nd inning with a sharp single into left field. It's fired into the crowd. 1-1 to count. And now it's 1-2. Just tuning in. Orioles one in the first and one in the third. Two balls, two strikes.
Luke Scott came over from the Houston Astros, and it was a big trade that sent Miguel Tejada to the Astros. It's a 5-for-1 deal.
Outfield shading him to the left slightly. Bit of a gap in right center field. And a full count.
Speedy man in the on deck circle, and Adam Jones.
Yeah, just got a piece of that breaking ball. He gone. Change up. Third strikeout for Humber, and here comes Adam Jones, who popped up to Beckham. Beckham making a good catch. Going out to short right field. Jones last year hit .284, 19 homers, drove in 69. That was as a 24-year-old.
Got some pretty big power. You don't want to get careless with a fastball.
Yeah, that's part of it right there. Think right size, but the wrong shape.
It's a blast. As long as you keep it that far inside, you should be in good shape.
Outfield straight up. And that one fouled back. That was in on him. So a ball and two strikes. It's a very talented young player. He gone. Two down. So here is Mark Reynolds. He went out to center field. Reynolds last year hit .198, 32 homers, 85 knocked in. But he struck out 211 times.
Defense is out to 42% of the time. This series down to 31% of strikeouts.
And that's popped up. Now it's going to have to do some dancing around with that wind. Stays right with it. And a nice 1-2-3 inning for Phil Humber.
NCAA basketball slam dunk champion threw out tonight's ceremonial first pitch and had a fine time doing it.
And first pitch, ball one to Paul Konerko, leading off here in the bottom of the fourth. Ball 0 for 1. Grounded out to Andino at shortstop. Out and around that one, Jeff Cox will make that play and make himself a new friend. Two runs on 3 hits, no errors for them. No runs on 3 hits, no errors for us. Then the count 1-2.
Waiting the second time through the order for Tillman to make a mistake. He rolled a curveball to Carlos Quinn to get out of that third inning and got away with it. Only just able to get out of the way of that one.
And just got a piece of that one. And hitting the road will take the White Sox with you this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every White Sox game live or on demand on your computer or your favorite devices. So visit WhiteSox.com to order and get more details. That's foul back, and it'll be out of play. And another souvenir. Start us off right here, 14. That's low, full count. And that's ball 4. So the leadoff walk. And here comes Adam Dunn.
First walk of the night for Tillman. Let's see if we can make him pay for that.
Adam popped up to left field. Takes ball 1. They have a shift on. Andino on the first base side of second. Right on the outside edge or the outside corner, I guess.
Normally you would see Ryan Roberts back on the grass. But in this situation, the way they're defending him, he's well on the dirt. A couple of steps on the dirt. Lee Tillman did not get the scouting report on the speed of Pauly.
Luke Scott very deep in left field. There's a shot by him.
And that had a great deal to do with the fact that he was playing much more shallow than normally when they shift on him. A rocket of a line drive. And you see where Roberts is. He's 2 steps in on the dirt with no angle at all for that. Time to get something cooking against Tillman.
Come on, Alex. Right man, right place, right spot, right now. Alex 0 for 1, fouled out to Derek Lee. Takes ball 1. Kansas City is tied up Minnesota at 2. The game in the bottom of the 4th at Kauffman Stadium. Oh, he's got the catbird seat now, and Fox wants to go out and have a little confidence building chat.
He's having a little tougher time the second time through the order.
It should be, regardless of who you're facing. Unless it's a 20-game win, and then that second, third, fourth time, well, it gets a little tougher.
The Tillman stuff is okay. It's not particularly sharp tonight.
And the count 3-0. A.J. on deck. There's one. That Weeders had a 3-0 count last night for them. They hit a bomb out of here. But Andino, and they'll turn it. So quickly, 2 out.
What a great play by Robert Andino, who's doing it all with the bat and the glove. That ball for an eyelash looked like it was going to sneak up the middle. But Andino, with a couple of quick steps, the dive, gets it to Roberts, and by a half step, they double Rios at first.
Oh, the dreaded double play ball. Well, we have hitting some double plays. Then on first and second, nobody out. Bases loaded, nobody out. Get into, I believe, 2, 1, 2, 3 double plays this year. There's the strike, and the count 1-1 to A.J.
It's a big at bat by A.J. because you got first and second, nobody out. You want to come away with at least a run. He started off the scoring last night. No reason not to start it off tonight.
A.J. jammed himself. So we blow another golden opportunity. Wow. to the top of the order with Brian Roberts. Breaking ball. Cannot do anything with it. Fox 0 for 1. He popped up to Mark Teahan. Another curveball. One and two. And that 2-2 tie, Detroit at Cleveland. That game in the top of the 8th. There have been 4 home runs in that ball game. Cabrera and Rayburn for the Tigers. Santana and Brantley for the Indians.
Santana continues to put on a clinic.
Here you go. He's the real deal. 5 strikeouts for Humber.
Fox and that curveball don't get along too well. Saw Rayburn have a ball hit off his glove and actually bounded out of the ballpark the other day.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. Especially if you're the guy who hit it.
Better than have one bounce off your head.
Like Canseco.
Andino cranked out his first homer of the season, leading off the 3rd inning. 2-3-0 for Baltimore. 0-4-0 for our Sox. On the move, and that's out number 2. And Chicagoland viewers, how would you like to win $5 footlongs from Subway? Just be the 500th texter and text Subway at 97999. So go to WGNTV.com for complete information and rules. Cowboys. Here's Roberts. He doubled to lead off the ball game in the right field corner and then scored.
He's been up twice and hit the ball hard twice.
Second time up, he hit a rocket right to Beckham. Last night he was 2 for 4 with an RBI single and a 2-run double.
Roberts was a free agent, had a chance to go a lot of different places because he was much sought after. Decided he really liked the community, liked the Orioles, and signed a long-term deal with them.
Another close pitch, didn't get it.
There's a lot of clubs he could have helped out. Good moving fastball. Just off the corner.
That ball hit in the center field. So this is 8 in a row retired by Humber. We're halfway home, trailing 2-0. Off here in the bottom of the fifth, we trail it 2-0. And the count 2-0.
Third inning, Mark started off with a base hit. We had a couple of hits and a rocket hit by Pierre, but came away empty again.
Flips that one into left field and just foul. Dadgummit.
Like the wind was trying to blow that one back into fair territory, but it missed. Take another look at it. Scott can't get to it. And not a foot foul.
And the 2-1 pitch. And that's popped up. Reynolds, 1 out. And what would you do with an extra $1,000 a week every week for the rest of your life? Well, just play Cash for Life instant games from the Illinois Lottery. You keep giving, they keep giving. You keep living. $1,000 a week for life? Mercy. The longer you live, the more you get.
So have that young man play. You're in pretty good shape.
Gordon popped up to the catcher. And the count 2-1. That's into center field. And out number 2.
That ball was hit pretty hard, but it was hit right at Jones.
And come out to the Chevy Ride and Drive in Lot E at US Cellular Field on May 7th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Test drive a Chevrolet and receive a free pair of White Sox tickets. Quantities are limited to 1 pair of tickets per person. Must be at least 21 years of age with a valid Illinois driver's license. This didn't take long. Man. Wow. 1, 2, 3, and we'll go to the 6th. Went out deep to center, and he struck out. And on a wild pitch on the check swing, he got to first base.
Humber's thrown very well. This looks to be a tough inning, and it would help if he retired Markakis to lead it off.
Made a good pitch right there to even the count at 1. Out in front of the mound, AJ's got it. On the move, nice play, Pierzynski.
No chance for Phil Humber, and AJ calling for it all the way. Markakis got pretty decent speed. AJ goes out there with the bare hand, throw off the other foot, and gets it there a step ahead of time. Nice play by AJ.
And here's Derek Lee, a strikeout and a ground out to third. Tomorrow afternoon, Gavin Floyd against Zach Britton, 23-year-old southpaw. Make your plans to be with us here at beautiful U.S. Cellular Field. If you can't, that game will be over Comcast Sports Now. And in the finale on Monday night, Mark Burley against Jeremy Guthrie. Our 32-year-old southpaw against their 31-year-old right-hander. That game will be over WCIU. And that is a souvenir right side.
Well, we know that Buck Showalter loves the 3-0 green light because that's the second time in the series that he's given it. First time was a 2-run homer. This time was a foul off to the right.
Matt Wieters hit that 3-0 low fastball out of here. A bomb. Meanwhile, there is a walk. That's the first walk issued by Humber.
Here's a look at Buck. He's done a pretty good job since coming over with this team. They've had 27 series since he took over as a manager. They're 19-8 in those series. For a team that was struggling as they were, he's done a nice job. That's Willie Randolph to his left, longtime major league manager.
Guerrero into right field. That should be a can of corn. 2 down.
There's a look at Willie Randolph, longtime leadoff hitter for the New York Yankees. He was a good player.
Edgar Money was a good player, originally in the Pittsburgh organization. Here's Luke Scott. He is singled and he is struck out. Takes first pitch strike. Scott, dangerous guy. Got to be careful. Last year, 284, 27 homers, 72 driven in. And that's chop foul. So the count very quickly, 0-2. At Detroit, Cleveland still tied at 2, top of the 9th at Progressive Field. Bottom of the 5th in Kansas City, Minnesota, and the Royals tied at 2. Yeah, too much time.
Good breaking ball in the dirt right here. And you'll get Scott. There was a time when Derek Lee was really dangerous on the base paths. That was a while ago.
Chops that one down.
Wayne Kirby is the coach at first. He's got a stopwatch in his hand, and he's timing Phil Humber to the plate.
0-2. Tie-breaking ball. Alexei. And that'll retire the side. No hits, a walk, one left, and after 5.5, it's still 2-0 Baltimore.
In part by the Illinois Lottery Mega Millions and Powerball. Tuesday's Mega Millions jackpot is worth $51 million. Tonight's Powerball jackpot is worth $25 million.
And Alexei will start it off here in the bottom of the 6th. He's 2 for 2. Line shot into left field for a base hit, and then a chopper up the middle for a base hit. And the count 2-0. There's a strike. Out and around that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good eye, good take.
Changeup didn't miss by much, but fortunately it missed by enough.
Rip that one.
Tillman's had 4 starts and a total of 19 innings. This is longer than he usually goes.
A little get me over breaking ball right there. He got away with it. And there's a base hit. So he's 3 for 3. More importantly, the leadoff man aboard.
Part of the order due up against Tillman, who's not used to going deep into games. And this fastball in the inner portion is just ripped by Alexei.
Fox taken up high.
Jake Fox going out now to have a word with him as Tillman is starting to get a lot of pitches up.
And you can demonstrate the pride and commitment of being a White Sox fan by joining the roster of season ticket holders. Season ticket holder plans, well, they offer the best seat locations at the lowest prices, also with the most benefits. Prorated full season, weekday and weekend plans are available right now. Quentin has popped up to center and popped up to the catcher. 2-0 the count.
I believe the bullpen is going to start to get loose for Baltimore. Is very important for a manager to know not necessarily what his players can do, but what they can't do. And what Tillman has not done to this point is go deep into games.
Well, they're starting around down there. Get somebody up. Two and one to count. Carlos has some good pitches hit tonight.
Yeah, he left that one right out over the plate, and Carlos fouled it straight
Hasn't been
back.
able to do anything with it.
Bullpen up and going. It's Jason Birkin, who was throwing in last night's game.
Outfield, straight up. Bit of a gap in left center. Good lead by Alexei. Gets jammed, and that's going to fall for a base hit. Alexei reading it well all the way. Scott will just get it back in. So runners at the corners and nobody out on the duck start by Quentin.
Tillman fell behind with that fastball inside, and Carlos just muscled it into left field. Actually realizing that this one's going to fall, turns it on, coasts into third, and a visit from the bench.
Mark Connor.
Birkin a chance to get loose. Mark Connor is coming out. They also have Rick Adair, who's on this ball club and was a fine pitching coach in his own right. So they've got a lot of pitching folks to help this very young Orioles staff. Mike Gonzalez, the left-hander, looks like he's also getting loose.
Birkin about 6 more pitches. And here's Konerko. Back in the fourth, we had the first 2 men aboard. Couldn't do anything with it. Hit into a 6-4-3 double play and then grounded out. So here's Pauly. Pauly walked to start off that fourth. Told there a couple more times and Gonzalez will be ready for done.
And I'm sure that was on the mind of Mark Connor when he went out there to say, spend some time so both of the guys can get loosened up. But especially Gonzalez, who got there a little bit later than Birkin.
Short lead by Quinn. Breaking ball low and away.
Ready to deliver his 86th pitch, which is a fairly high total in 5+ innings.
Well, a short lead by Quentin. Checks it up, and now Paulie's got the catbird seat. 2-0. There's only men really men that light him up right here. And the count 3-0. And yes, I would. We'll let Paulie do anything he wanted to do.
Showalter's done it twice with a tiring Tillman. No reason not to do it here if Paulie gets one to his liking.
And that'll load him up. So the second walk issued by Tillman. And here comes Showalter.
That's going to be it for Dunn. There's no way he was going to let Tillman face Adam Dunn. It's going to be Gonzalez coming into the game.
So, if you would have told Buck Showalter that Tillman was going to give you 5 scoreless, would you take it? He would have said, heck yeah. Tillman departs, and we'll be back.
Left-hander at 0-1, 13.50 ERA, on for the 8th time. Had a great year in 09 with Atlanta, very good year in 06 with Pittsburgh, but he's been hurt a lot.
Sacks packed with Sox, and first pitch right there, fastball to Adam Dunn, who is 1 for 2. That's inside.
Pretty good numbers with the bases loaded. Looking for his 12th grand slam.
Adam has faced him 13 times, has 2 hits. Now Gonzalez on top of the count, 1-2.
Gonzalez started his major league career with Pittsburgh back in 03. Got to Atlanta in 07. He's been with Baltimore since then.
The 1-2. 32-year-old southpaw, 6'2", 215 pounds. The 2-2 pitch.
Just got outguessed. Looked at a fastball. Gonzalez, who can get it up there about 94. And rung up.
So now it's up to Alex, who was 0 for 2. He fouled out the first and then hit into that 6-4-3 double play. He has faced Gonzalez twice and he's 0 for 2. Little tardy right there. AJ on deck. Outfield straight up, and that's high.
Very good arms in center and right, but they're so deep. And a base hit. Very little chance to get Carlos Quint.
Way high and away.
The ball slipped out of Gonzalez's hands and almost got away from Fox. Supposed to be a breaking ball.
Right here, Alex. And that's high in the center field. Here comes Alexei. Here's the throw. Save!
Well, he's going to be out if Jake Fox holds on to the baseball, but he doesn't. It was a great throw by Jones. And the ball just got away. There's a break. But Jones going straight forward, everything coming for him. Fox set up with his left foot on the plate. That in itself is a mistake.
So here is AJ. AJ has grounded to second. He's grounded to short. A 2-1 Baltimore lead here with 2 out, 2 on in the bottom of the 6th inning, if you're just tuning in. AJ flips that one foul over our dugout. AJ has faced Gonzalez once and is 0 for 1.
It's going to go as a run batted in for Rios. Fortunately, that ball just popped right out of Fox's glove.
There was a good pitch to hit. Now the count 0-2. Ball gets away, but not far enough. Stay with it. Well, stay with it. And the 1-2. So we get the bases loaded, nobody out. We do pick up 1. We'll go to the 7th, trailing by 1.
tomorrow versus the Orioles. That's 1 p.m. on CSN. Then it's Monday night versus Baltimore at 7 o'clock on WCIU. And then Tuesday night, the Twins come to town at 7 o'clock on CSN.
And tomorrow afternoon, as I mentioned, Gavin Floyd against Zach Britton, 23-year-old southpaw. And Monday night, Mark Burley against Jeremy Guthrie. So here in the top of the 7th, in a 2-1 Baltimore lead, it'll be Jones, Reynolds, and Fox to face Phil Humber. Just joining us, Phil gave up a run in the first, leadoff double by Roberts. Went to third on a deep fly to right center by Markakis. Then scored on a wild pitch. Jones could not check it up. He's 0 for 2. He's popped up to Beckham, who made a heck of a catch on him, and he is struck out. 1-1 to count for the 25-year-old.
Bullpen up and going, and it's Matt Thornton.
One and two. Extra innings in Cleveland with the Tigers. The curveball hit Beckham. And the lead man down.
Phil Humber has been very good once again. And if you're looking at a number 5 starter and you're looking at the stuff that he keeps bringing to the mound start after start, he's been very impressive. Ready to deliver pitch number 94, which is one of the reasons why Thornton is getting loose.
Mark Reynolds. High pop up. Done. Now, yes. Stays with it. That Wren got it.
And Adam Dunn wanted a signal for a fair catch. He comes over, and that ball is way up there. Wants to avoid Wayne Kirby. Drifting around with the wind. And that was a good play.
So here's Jake Fox, who's popped up to 10 and struck out.
Just don't give this guy a fastball middle in to hit.
Well,
should be okay.
As I mentioned earlier, when we've seen Jake Fox, he's been dangerous. I mean, on the ball. That ball hit deep into right field. And Carlos makes the catch right up against Jackie Robinson. Beautiful play by Quentin. 7th inning stretch. We need one to tie.
Miller Lite keeps you up to date on all the scores and games around Major League Baseball. Here's our Xfinity High Def shot of the game, and it's Carlos Quentin going back to the wall. Just barely enough room, and he makes the catch. Chicago White Sox baseball in high definition is brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast.
Mark Teahen will lead it off here in our half of the 7th inning. He'll be followed by Beckham and Juan Pierre. Mark is 1 for 2. Takes first pitch strike from the 32-year-old southpaw. That one at 93. Tigers did not score in the top of the 10th at Cleveland. Breaking ball and the count 0-2. He did not go.
Gonzalez grew into the closer role with Pittsburgh. In 04, he had a 1.25 ERA in 47 games. He became the closer in 2006 and had 24 saves and a 2.17 ERA in 54 games. There was a time when he was one of the most feared left-handers around.
That's one out.
It looks like he has rediscovered some of the magic. The stuff looks pretty good tonight. As he rescued Tillman from that 6th inning, bases loaded, nobody out, jam.
Here's Beckham. He's fouled out to the catcher and going out to center. Tries to bunt it, and that's foul. And very quickly the count 0-2. And Gonzalez just keeps rocking until he accepts the sign. Watch out.
That one just missed getting Gordon Beckham on the elbow or the tip of the cap.
And that's popped up. Get out of here. It will.
Bullpen up and going. Jason Birkin still. He should be very loose. And Koji Uhura. Koji's got a very strange motion and excellent control.
That's up high. Two and two the count to Beckham. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors for the Orioles. 1 run on 6 hits, no errors for our Sox. 2 down.
This is the time where Juan probably will be thinking about a bunt. Gonzalez's stuff tonight looks pretty tough. And Gonzalez pointing at Derek Lee to move on in.
Well, Pierre's 2 for 3 off of him. One of them was a triple. I would bet the other one was probably a bunt. Fouls it away. One tonight is 0 for 3. Back in the 3rd inning, he hit a drive deep to right field that Markakis went back and made the play on it. I've never seen a motion like this. Watch him here get the ball. He keeps rocking. Just keeps rocking. Looking for the sign. Staying in motion. Andino. And that's a quick inning for Gonzalez. We will go to the 8th, trailing 2-1.
He leaves leading the game. Phil Humber was brilliant through 7 innings, gave up just 3 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. He leaves trailing. Visit your local Honda dealer today to test and drive the 2011 Honda Cross Tour, available with 4-wheel drive. As Matt Thornton comes in the game.
First pitch to Robert Andino is taken for a ball.
Matt Thornton 0-2, ERA .563, on for the 10th time.
Andino is 1 for 2. Cranked out his first homer of the season, leading off the 3rd inning. It's jammed on that one, fouls it back. And the count 2-1. Kansas City has scored a run in the bottom of the 7th, still hitting, leading Minnesota 3-2. Boy, I'll tell you what, he's swinging a magic 1. He swings the bat, he hits it hard as a base hit. He breaks his bat as a base hit.
That's his 5th hit in less than 2 games. And he does break the bat. Able somehow to muscle it into center field. He was on 4 times last night before Thornton actually retired him in the 9th inning.
So here's Brian Roberts, 1 for 3. Started off the ball game with a double down in the right field corner. Went to 3rd on a long fly ball by Markakis, and then scored on a wild pitch. Takes it high and wide.
Roberts from the right side. Not near as tough as he is from the left side as far as average is concerned.
And the count 2-0. There goes the runner, and that ball hit down in the right field corner. And it's foul.
That wasn't foul by much.
Give it to a kid.
Andino would have stolen second base easily. Robert swings at a high fastball, and it's fouled by good 6-8 inches.
Our vantage point, we cannot see where they land down in that corner right there. So the count 2-1. There he goes again. So he picks up his first stolen base.
That was not a good throw. It was on the third base side of second. Andino got a tremendous jump going on first move and goes to the back of the bag, and really no chance at all. So he's a big insurance run out at second.
You got to get the hitter. And here's the 3-1 pitch. One of the reasons the Mets had some problems this year is that basically he has been, since he's been in a White Sox uniform, an 0-1, 0-2, or 1-2 pitcher.
Not this year.
No, it's been 2-0, 2-1, 3-1.
And what breaking balls he has thrown have been fairly flat.
Payoff pitch. Ball gets away. They're going to get him at first. No. And here comes Andino. He'll score.
Well, that's a pitch you got to corral if you're AJ. We'll take another look at it. Man. Aggressive base running by the Orioles. Watch it again. That looks like a pass ball from here. We'll wait and see what he says. Throw to first is a big high hopper. Dunn does all he can to knock it down, but no chance on the return at the plate. And this has not been a pretty ball game. And it is a pass ball, E2 on the throw.
So here's Markakis. Pretty good lead by Roberts. Well, this has been Morton's salt, hasn't it?
It has been tough.
Morton's salt. And there's another broken bat base hit. So Roberts in the third.
That ball was a good 3-4 inches inside. And somehow Markakis was able to get enough on it to hit it into right field. That's just good hitting. Usually you don't swing at a pitch that far inside, but he was able to trickle it into right. Runners at the corners. Still nobody out.
So 2 hits, 2 broken bats. Meanwhile, here's Derek Lee. 0 for 2 with a walk. First pitch strike. And Phil Humber with yet another outstanding performance.
Koji Uhura up in the pen.
Oh, 0-2 the count. Humber has kept us in every ball game. He has been out there on that bump.
He's been terrific. At first out of the bullpen, then in the starting rotation. Don Cooper calling down to the pen. Get somebody loose. That one got away. And Markakis just walks into second. That's a wild pitch. That's a tough ball to handle. All bounced in front of the plate. Nothing AJ could do with that one.
So the infield, they're in. And the 1-2 delivery.
Field down to Corey Blazer. He says no. And it's 2-2.
And a full count with Guerrero on deck.
Jeff Gray throwing in the bullpen.
So he was way ahead of him and walks it. And here comes Guerrero. He's 0 for 3. Now, if you'd have told me our fifth starter, coming out of spring training after PB went down, if you'd have told me our fifth starter was going to be, or would have pitched as well as Humber has pitched through the month of April, I would say we probably would have a lead in the division. And that's off the glove of Tia. That's going to score a pair. And this ball gets away and the runners advance.
This has just been absolutely amazing. No chance for Mark Teahan. That part of it was a bona fide base hit and 2 runs driven in by Guerrero. But this throw has got to get him. And it does not. RBI's 12 and 13. It's a 4-run Oriole lead. Still nobody out.
And then it's second, third. And here's Scott.
One way or the other is probably going to be the last man Thornton's going to face.
Well, that's what it's become. Been talking about it now for the last 8 or 9 years. It's a battle of bullpens. I don't care how good your starters are. I don't care how good your offense is. As that's popped up into left field. Lee is tagging. Here he comes. He will score and it's a 6-1 lead. But I don't care. That's the way the game is built today. In years past, you were only going to go as far as your starters took you. That is no longer the case in the game of baseball. You're only going to go as far as your bullpen will take you.
Well, this bullpen was set up and looked to be pretty good. But there's been some tremendous struggles. And some of them by the man you're looking at. But Gray comes in, Thornton steps out. We'll be back after these messages. And at second base, there you look at the numbers. On for the 5th time, the ERA 4.15. It's looking up at a 5-run deficit with only 1 out here in a 4-run 8th to this point.
We were talking about how it's no longer the starters, it's the bullpen. This is our 28th game. In 28 games so far, we have given up 43 runs in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings.
You're not going to come away with much of a record if you continue on that pattern.
That's inside 1-1. 43 runs in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings.
Unfortunately, another tough night for Matt Thornton.
Outfield straight up, and the 1-1 pitch. Ate him up right there. 2 down. So here's Mark Reynolds. He's 0 for 3. Twice he's gone out to center, and he also has fouled out to first. That's almost unbelievable. 43 runs in 28 games in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. That strike evens the count at 1. Two out. Guerrero at third and a 1-2 count on Reynolds.
Coming into this game, we'd given up 137 runs, 120 of them earned. There'll probably be a couple tonight that were unearned. That's a very high total.
The 2-2 pitch. Watch out.
Got him.
That got him. So the Orioles bat around here in the 8th inning. As Jake Fox, he's 0 for 3. Six runs on 6 hits, no errors for the Orioles. 1 run on 6 hits, 1 error for our Sox. Well, everything that I said in spring training has been 180 degrees from what I said.
Yep. Our defense, which was supposed to be pretty good, has not been.
Yep. Well, I said this is a good ball club. Talent-wise, this is a good ball club. I thought we do have a ton of talent down in that bullpen. They just can't get it sorted out themselves. The offense has been for the most part non-existent, which I said it was a balanced offense. I said that we would catch the ball better than we've seen a White Sox team catch it in a long time. And that has, in 28 games, certainly not been the case.
Not to this point.
The 2-2. Those 43 runs, by the way, are second most in the American League. Only Detroit has given up more in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. That was ugly. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th, trailing by 5.
After a 4-run 8th, he turned to Koji Uhura. Having a pretty good year at 1-0. The ERA 2.35. On for the 8th time. Opponent's hitting just 148. He's got a most unusual motion. And that's one of the reasons why he's as deceptive as he is. Defensively, Felix Piet comes in the game to play left field.
So here's Alexa. He is 3 for 3. And has scored our only run. One and one to count. Actually didn't like that call, and it's 1-2. Koji Uhura. And that's out number 1. And a reminder, you can join the Chi Sox mobile group today by texting CLE for a chance to win $50 in Comiskey cash and 4 tickets to the game on May 19th versus Cleveland. Chi Sox mobile users get special offers, exclusive deals, contest info, and great prizes. Joining is free, but message and data rates may apply. Here's Quentin. He had a little flare in the left center field, a little duck snort for a base hit.
Hara isn't overpowering, but I don't think you see the ball till it's on the way to the plate. Tough to pick it up out of his hand, and that's one of the reasons why he's so tough to hit.
Well, it looks like he's playing catch with Fox. And the count 1-2.
Change up at 79. Fastball probably tops out at 89.
And that's popped up right side. Two down. And you can secure tickets for the season's most sought-after promotional nights, giveaway dates, and games featuring post-game fireworks by purchasing a 7-game promo pack. Promo packs available right now. So here's Paulie. Paulie 0 for 1 with a couple of walks. Talking about the starters, it's no longer a game of the starters will take you. Our starters have come as we speak. ERA is 4.29 and the bullpen is 5.00.
As a staff, it hasn't been all that good, but the starters
have been real good.
Have been pretty good, yeah.
Starters have been real good. One and two the count. Jacks it up. Adam Dunn on deck. He did not go. So a full count. Ball for a base hit, Paulie. $26,104 in attendance tonight. There's a ground ball down to Reynolds. Keeps it in front of him. And then pegs him out. We're into the ninth, trailing big. One Orioles scoring 4 runs in the 8th inning.
It's been the Robert Andino show for the better part of the last 2 nights.
2 for 3 tonight with a homer. And if you missed it, poof.
Here's our 4th drive of the game. Comes leading off the 3rd inning. Comes off Phil Humber, one of the few mistakes he made.
There's a chopper to Hopper. He is now 5 for 8 in the series. So 1 out, and that'll bring up Brian Roberts. And once again, a reminder, tomorrow, Gavin Floyd. Gavin Floyd, who beat the Yankees in his last outing, pitched well against Zach Britton, who's 4-1 with the Orioles, 23-year-old southpaw. Now, if you can't make it to the ballpark, that game will be over Comcast Sportsnet.
That's a great matchup. Britton off to a terrific start, as is Floyd.
And on Monday night, Mark Burley against Jeremy Guthrie. And that game will be over. WCIU or WGN Sports on the U. That's up high. I'm just checking my notes right here, Stone Pony, and something that is a little nicer to be talking about after watching this game is set in stone. Congratulations to my partner for writing a very, very good book about baseball. A lot of interesting anecdotes in there, stories, and instructional pieces for the youngsters out there, especially in high school and college.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It was fun to do it.
Well, it's a good read. It's a good read. That's how I judge a book. It's a good read. You know, especially as you know, I don't read baseball books.
That's true.
And the reason I did this is obviously because you wrote it, and it's some really good instructions on pitching, and especially on catching.
Well, I started out as a catcher, and I did.
You can just see a little tykes,
well,
Stone running around with his shin guards
on.
on.
You should have seen the chest protector kind of hanging on the ground, but it didn't take me long to get a few foul tips off the tips of my shoulder.
Yeah.
And have a couple of those guys run into me while I'm looking for a throw from right field to figure out that there had to be a better way than behind that plate. Get the foul tip off your mask. I really have a tremendous respect for catchers because they take such a tremendous beating back there, and yet they ask him to hit just like a regular hitter. They got to know every pitcher on their ball club. They have to know every hitter on the other team's ball club. And every pitcher on the other team's ball club. It's really an all-encompassing position. I think, Hawk, that's why there are so many catchers managing in the major leagues. If you look at one single position, there's more catchers managing than any other single position by a long shot.
Markakis with the 1-1 count. I don't think I've, as I said, I'm not a big, don't read baseball books, but this really had some great points in it. On every position.
Well, we both had
and there it is. Set in stone.
Fortunately, you can Photoshop those pictures.
Boy, that is some kind of forehead. That's going to be.
I thought I had more hair than that. I'm not taking any more pictures. Wow.
You can make a couple of baseballs out of that forehead.
You're not kidding. could put the title of the book on there.
3-2 the count to Markakis. Line shot. 2 down.
Good effort by Alexei. As soon as he knew he was going to get that one, he thought about 2. But Roberts too good a base runner. Line drive rocket. Alexei right there from his knees. Roberts back.
This spot that we're in right now is certainly has nothing to do with Alexei Ramirez. He has played well.
And he's really getting better as we move along,
Yes.
and that's been really his trend since he put on a White Sox uniform.
There's a strike. And the count 0-2.
When you win the Silver Slugger at your position, as he did last year, there's a lot of good shortstops around, and he was the best offensive shortstop in the league, and that's saying something.
And he's probably going to win it this year. He has walked a couple of times. He gone. Nice job by Jeff Gray. But we'll go to the bottom of the ninth. We need 5 to tie. Uhara taking his warm-up tosses. And he's got Dunn, Rios, and Pierzynski. 6 runs, 6 hits, no errors for them. 1 run, 6 hits, and 1 error for us. Kansas City now leading Minnesota 10-2. They scored 8 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning.
That's good. Well, Koji Uhura decided to take a couple of warm-up pitches from way back there on the grass. First time I've ever seen that.
Adam goes through it. He's 1 for 3. They have a bigger shift now as that's foul back and the count 0-2. Just looking at some other scores. Now it's 11-2. We scored 8. It was 3-2. So that's out number 1. And here's Alex, 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. 13th inning in Cleveland. Top of the 13th, tied at 2 with the Tigers.
Using a lot of pitching in that one.
Well, that ball here way back. You can put it on the board. Yes. Alex Rios' first homer coming here on April 30th. That is a 6-2 ball game.
Second run batted in of the night. His 6th of the year. And the bullpen that had been silent starts to work for the Orioles.
Attaboy, Alex.
Get one up in the air to left field. That was long gone.
That's out of play. Yeah, the way you hit that one, though, if that wind been blowing in, it's still out of here. Wouldn't have touched one bit of it.
Nope. Got that ball out front and just smoked it. Well, a few good swings we've had on her tonight. There's another one.
And that's a base hit as Marquez will pull up. So A.J. now 1 for 4.
This is a changeup out over the plate, and A.J. just stayed right with it. Dumped it in front of Marquez in right field. Another hit or so, and this thing could get interesting again.
Bark fouls it back. Bark's 1 for 3. Seattle shutting out Boston 2-0. That game in the bottom of the 8th at Fenway. The Mariners are playing some ball.
They've had some great pitching.
As Steve Spurrier would say, they're playing some ball.
They went in there and cooled off Detroit after Detroit cooled us off.
Well, as we talked about, it's not who you play, it's when you play them. That's one thing that's beautiful about baseball. And people are catching us right now at a great time because we're not playing good. I remember back in '83, we started off 14-26. They were just beating our brains out, and we turned it around and wound up winning 99 games and winning the division by 20.
Could happen right here. The offense has got to come to life, as does the defense, and that was Kevin Gregg you were looking at in the pen.
Softly hit left side. Reynolds up with it, and that's out number 2. So here's Beckham. Gordon has fouled out to the catcher, gone out to center, and struck out. Now the ball he hit the center, he hit hard. It's up high, top of the 7th. Out in Phoenix, Cubs and the D-backs are tied at 3. Come on, Gordon, keep this thing going. Got a bunch of fans who stayed the course with us, even though it's been one of the ugliest games we've played all year. That ball hit hard, but foul. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Stone Paul, we're catching a huge break. So bad as we're playing, Minnesota's playing worse. And Detroit's not carrying it up either.
Nope, and those are the 2 teams you worry about. However,
that's where it's going to come down to.
That Cleveland team, we knew that they could really hit.
Yeah,
and surprisingly, they're getting some wonderful pitching.
the 2-2.
And when you're leading a team 14-0, as we were opening day and wound up winning 15-10, and now they got Grady Sizemore back, that's a big lift because he's been hitting everything in sight.
And that's out of play. So the count hangs at 2-2. Yeah, but the two teams that actually, there's only one team we got to worry about, and that's us. That is us.
Yep. And that's how it will start. Eventually, this team will go on a winning streak and start to believe that they're never going to lose one. And that's the attitude you have to have on a daily basis.
That's foul back. Well, that's the way Cleveland is thinking right now. And when you get into a situation like we're in, they're playing, they think they can win every game. We're playing, we don't want to lose the game. There's a whole different balance in that philosophy. And that is deep to left field, but when it comes down, this ball game will be over. So the Orioles win at 6-2. They take the first two games of this series. They win 10-4 last night, scoring late, and they win 6-2 tonight, and we'll be back.